whatever you want. Well, follow our directions.
No, I can't do that.
Mnemonic devices here.
Yes.
Snazzy Sarah. Maybe.
So we're making,
Yeah.
Or it can rhyme as well. So
so
welcome
let's
to
see.
people who yeah, it's a hard one. It takes a little bit of time, but unfortunately, it is time to get going. So with that, we are going to kick it off with some introductions of ourselves. So my name is Jen Sacklin. I work at Lane Community College, and I'm here presenting with Davida Jordan and Tim Krause, colleagues from Portland Community College.
Woo!
And we are in the presentation, Breaking the Isolation, Activities to Build Community in Remote Classes. If you didn't want to be in this presentation, you should stay, because you'll learn a lot. You'll have fun.
That's a good line.
All right. So let's get going. Davida?
All right. So the session is being recorded. You can watch it later if you want to. And we've also got the captions going at the bottom, which you are also welcome to turn off if they bother you. You can go to live transcript and hide subtitles. Purpose. I think that's you, Jen, or is that me?
I think that's still you, Davida. Why are we here?
Why are we here? Well, we're thinking about building community, getting to know each other. Is that impossible in Zoom? No, it's not impossible. And thinking about how making connections with other people makes your whole experience so much better. My brief story about me and Tim is that we were teaching together at PCC, but we didn't really know each other very well. I heard that he was vegan. I said, oh, I'm vegan too. I'm less vegan than Tim is, but I'm mostly vegan. I got so excited. I was writing him little notes, old-fashioned little notes like, have you seen this cookbook? Have you seen this cookbook? We were in some kind of presentation and flipping them to him, and he was flipping them to me. And now every time that we see each other, we have that little bond. So that's part of what we're trying to do, either among colleagues or teacher and student or student and student. What can you find that will keep you wanting to come back because you like that person and you found something special that you share? So that's what we're trying to do. That's the purpose of this presentation.
That's right. I remember that event too, that we started building a really strong relationship and have continued to work closely together over time. But it really came from having this interaction. And that's what we're thinking about now when we're teaching remotely on Zoom or whatever platform you're using. How can we still foster those kinds of connections, and not only in the sense of icebreakers, but also in the sense of building community? We're really trying to make those connections that offer support, and like you just said, a reason to come back and stay involved and be interactive, because we know that sort of hands-on interactive is what we want in our classes. How do we do that as Zoom? Well, Jen, Davida, and I have been spending the last couple of months really scouring the internet for all sorts of different icebreakers and activities that are really suited for Zoom, not just things that work well. You think we've been looking at suggestions from educators, party planners, corporate leaders, things like that, all over. And over the past couple of months, we've been testing them, collecting them, and testing them in staff meetings and classes and things like that, just to see how they work and what sort of different tweaks we might make. And we were looking at it, activities that really, like I say, build connections, build community, and also help our students develop more digital literacy skills, and also could be adapted for content as well. Now, at the end of the session, you will have access to 2 different handouts, and one will be focused on a more like the community building aspects, and then Jen's activities focus more on digital literacy and content review, things like that. But we were also focusing on low-tech activities, things that may not even need a camera, because we know many of our students don't want or can't turn on their cameras. And we're also looking for activities that were low prep, so low stress for us to get them ready and to use in our classes. Not just icebreakers, like I said, but also community building activities that we might be able to use all term. So not just first day of class, but maybe every class or once a week or something like that. So we have a few here to demonstrate, and then we'll give you the whole list later.
And I wanted to just jump in and say, sometimes I think we think of icebreakers, only for the first day, and they flop for some reason because people don't know each other yet. So just keep that in mind, that something that's termed an icebreaker in some contexts might be more appropriate in the middle or even at the end of the term when you all know each other pretty well and you're ready to get to know each other even more.
And with that in mind, if you are having a particularly bad day, an icebreaker might feel awful, and you do not have to participate in today's sessions. I remember being thrown into a get to know you icebreaker with colleagues, and I had just had an awful week, and all I wanted to do was curl up and cry on my couch, but I had to go to this stupid thing with my stupid colleagues, and I had to talk to them, and I was so upset, and the icebreaker did not help. So I really hope you haven't had an awful week. I hope that your week is doing much better than mine was that one time. And that said, participate to your comfort level. You can keep your cameras on or off. You can speak up or not. You can participate in chat or not. Each of these is, you are invited to participate, but of course not required. If you have comments or questions, feel free to pipe up. We're going to be going quite quickly through this. We may not have time to answer your question during the presentation, but we will try. If we don't get to it during the presentation, we'll try to get to it at the end, or we will shoot you an email.
And I think I didn't explain, oh, sorry, Jen, just the Mickey Mouse is about the magic of connection.
Oh, okay.
That's I was thinking you might be wondering, why is there a picture of Mickey Mouse? That's why. It's magical. Okay, sorry.
No worries. And then I was just going to say last, as Tim mentioned, we will provide links to 2 different handouts and to these slides at the end of the presentation. Tim, take it away. What are we doing with this?
Okay, so this is the first activity, and really I'm just going to set it up now because it will play on in the background throughout the whole class or throughout the whole presentation. It's called Treasure Hunt, and today's hunt is for a medallion. It's for the little green frog, and so the frog might show up anywhere in our content, and so just keep an eye out for frogs hidden throughout our meeting, and when you spot it, just shout out and I will award you a little prize. And the rationale behind this is that it just keeps students paying attention to what's happening in the classroom, right? Keeps all eyes up and focused on what's going on. So that's all. Just keep an eye out for it and shout out when you find it.
And we were also just so thrilled when we realized you could use all these emojis in Zoom. I think now it's all built in, but at first you had to bring in this special keyboard. But the students love emojis. I see a little heart reaction right now. Yeah, so keep emojis in the back of your mind. Okay, we're going to get into our first activity that's called 5-minute mission. While I'm explaining it, we're going to be breaking you up into groups of 3 or 4 and putting you into breakout rooms.
I saw a frog on Marianne's Zoom.
Oh, Tim, what is our contestant 1?
Nancy, where did you see it?
on Marianne's Zoom screen. They're up in the.
Oh, I was just sorry. I was playing with the reactions. Sorry, the distraction.
A surprise frog. Okay. Well, Nancy, I'm going to go ahead and give you the prize, even though it wasn't.
So.
Yeah. Let me find it.
Generate infinite prizes for all of us, a fountain of prizes for everybody.
Yes, there are trophies for everyone. So if we look at, oh yeah.
I have to find. So what I'm doing here, just so you know how I'm awarding this, I had to look for, I didn't realize it was Fancy Nancy. Fancy. So I had to find her in my participant list, and I'm just going to go to rename, and I'm going to, as a co-host or as a host, I have this power to rename, and so I just awarded her a little trophy on her name.
Oh, so thank you.
Congratulations.
Yay! So gratified. Thank you.
So 5-minute mission. We're going to be in breakout rooms. You'll work with your small group. You'll have 5 minutes. When you come back to the main room, we're going to share. And what do we mean by 5-minute mission? You are going to work together, get to know each other a little bit, and create a secret handshake. So using your hands, using your body, sign language to capture where you are from. So Tim, should we demonstrate the one that we made? Now I can't remember what it was cute. It was something like, oh God, I can't remember. I mean, you could do something for like waves from California. I don't want to give you too many ideas because I want you guys to come up with it. But this is an idea, like using your body as a way to represent where you come from. Or if you don't have a camera, you can come up with a secret password or passphrase or emoji combo that you can share with each other in the chat. This is the one that Tim and I came up with. The cow sleeps on the beach. Cow is for Tim for Minnesota, and beach is for me for California. So 3 options here. Secret handshake with your body based on where you're from.
That
Emoji
includes all of us?
combo. This is going to be when you're in your breakout rooms. So we're going to put you in your breakout rooms with 3 or 4 people. And it's going to be something that represents everyone in your group. And then when we come back, some people will share.
So
Are we
I'm going
ready?
to
Does
open
everybody understand?
7 seconds for pausing. Questions? I think those are full 7 seconds. All right, I'm going to open breakout rooms. It should shoot you automatically in there. The hosts are going to stay here in the main room. So you will be able to come back to the main room or request help if you get stuck. Good luck. Whoops, did I automatically move you to a room? Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I got put in one. Did you get put in one?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No,
Whatever.
it's okay. It's okay.
They'll figure it out. And there's a couple groups of 2 now. Not a big deal. Oh, perfect.
Right.
I'll put Nancy in.
Oh, we can put Nancy in. Yeah.
Great. Nancy's going to room 8.
And do we have our time? You're doing the timer. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes, 16 seconds, and then it's gonna
Yeah, she set it,
have a
you set it up
60-second countdown.
automatically, didn't you? So the computer is doing the timing.
Yeah, I set it up to automatically close. And we're gonna pause the recording during this.
I'm anxious to see what y'all came up with.
All right, I think that's everybody back now. Go ahead, Davida.
All right.
Yeah, so I think we want to see people's demonstration. I'm not going to share my screen until we see. Yeah, so we would like to see if there are any volunteers who would like to share either your secret handshake that you came up with, or if you did an emoji chain or a passcode, you could put that in the chat. But any groups want to show us?
Looks like
Oh,
we have a visual representation.
okay. Tell us about it.
Okay, so I'll talk. So we have a couple people from Oregon and one from Colorado in our group, and so we put all those together with mountains and rivers and trees.
Like a logo. I like it.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
So
Anybody else?
stop sharing here.
So I gotta get permission from my team. Are you okay if I share?
I think we're super excellent. I do. Yeah.
All right, team, here we go. Ready?
Ready?
Can we do it with you? Okay, we're
Of
doing it with
course.
you.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay.
Okay,
what did we just do?
So we've all escaped from somewhere. 2 of us from California and one from this country to Colombia. And then we're either sheltering from the rain or the sun, wherever.
No kidding.
Oh, nice. Nice. How about somebody else?
How about
Marianne? Or, sorry.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat, and I guess I could share it as my reactions as well. I put where I was from. So yeah, tree, coffee. So Portland or Oregon.
a true Portlander?
Cool.
Nice.
Coffee and trees. And my partner, I don't want to speak for her. She's from another state.
Yeah, who's
Ellen.
your partner?
Ellen Watermelon.
Ellen Watermelon.
Ellen, you're on mute. If you can turn your microphone on.
Oh, that one's I'm gonna remember that, Ellen Watermelon. Your microphone's on mute.
No,
Sister
it's
Ellen.
not. No, it
Oh.
isn't. Okay, so yeah, I'm originally from South Dakota. So it was Mount Rushmore.
Cool.
How about Sarah, teacher Sarah? What was yours?
Well, my group, you guys gonna join me? We did this.
Oh.
A place where there's lots of love or hugs.
Or cold.
Oh, well, that could be, yes. Also, in our culture, we tend to hug more than other cultures, but
Where are you from?
I'm from Portland.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And so are the rest of my team, whom I don't see. I see a few of you, but not my team. They have lived in Oregon a long enough time to become Oregonian. We decided.
What do you guys think? Do we have time to share one more group, Jen and Tim, or should we go on to our next activity?
I think if someone has something to share, let's see one more. I think what I like, it's really cool that we're not only learning from what we see and by the actual demonstration, but then by the follow-up questions that it generates, you still learn more about the other people that you're with.
Yeah.
Okay, Pam and Daniel, you ready?
Sure. Oh yeah, let's do it.
Ours is combined.
Oh yeah.
You're from somewhere cold?
Good handshake.
We're all three from different cold places, and we thought it was a great COVID handshake because you blow in your hands, right? And then
But you only blow on your own hands.
Yeah, don't touch anything.
So part of this idea is like, if you, next time you guys see each other, maybe it's going to spark something that you're going to all start doing that. It's like a little inside joke that you have with each other, some little connection. Yeah.
Cow sleeps on the beach.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some of you knew each other. Some of you didn't know each other, but now hopefully you know each other a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
that's,
right.
that's cool.
Great. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and my sound because our next part of the presentation involves music. And this is called Direction Stretch Break. And Jen's colleague at Lane Community College, Maggie, how do you pronounce your last name? Metis? Metis. She came up with this as a way for students to kinesthetically practice directions like up, down, right, left. Oh, I can hear that cracking when I'm doing that. So you can be saying those things while you're doing them. And this is just, it's really easy to forget to stretch and move when you're sitting in front of the computer and when you're taking classes online. So it's a good idea to build this in to all of your classes if you can. And it's another way to connect with people, to be stretching together, moving together. So I'm going to see if our music will work and we can have just a couple minutes of stretching, rolling your neck, closing your eyes. Let's see if this works. Oh, wait, I'll do it this way.
So we get to stand up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If you want to.
Oh, I do.
I'll stand up.
I'm already standing.
I'm stretching up and down. I'm touching my toes. Oh my God.
Give us directions, Davida.
Oh yeah, okay. Up, down, twist.
this would be great when my class is learning body parts.
Exactly.
Right, wrist, roll your wrist. Neck, but then the direction, right, left, roll your neck around. You could do some balancing, like stand on one foot, stand on the other foot. Is it too loud? Oh, some people are dancing. You could dance, roll your shoulders.
I like your music.
Yeah, I got it from my Zumba class. Okay, close your eyes, open your eyes, stretch your face, give yourself a little self-massage. Anybody have a special stretch that they want to share with us that nobody knows? Okay. I think
Davida?
I can end it. Yes.
Oh, in my class, I teach level 1, but we do the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G every day.
That's great.
So I don't know. That's useful.
How do you, wait, are you acting out the alphabet when you do
Yeah.
it?
Well, the last ones we go V, W, X, Y, Z, but most of it's
Oh.
just movement.
That's cool.
And yesterday we also did, what do you call them? Prepositions. And we had it with our chair and we did next to, and then we did under, and then we did on. So everybody got to move around.
Oh, yeah.
That's helpful.
That's great. That's great.
That's
Thank
'cause
you.
I get tired of sitting. So.
So do I.
Exactly. Yeah, this is how my coworker ended every break. So with 2-hour Zoom sessions, it gets really long. So you have 1 hour and then you have a 10-minute break. And then at the end of the 10-minute break, she would always do stretching. And so she would be stretch, forward stretch, left stretch, right stretch, up. And so and this is for a low level class. So focusing on those direction words over and over again. That's how
One of my students is a yoga instructor. So we, at the 5 minutes, she does little yoga.
Very cool.
Nice.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Jen, what's next? You have a new
What's
activity.
next? The next activity is called racing annotations. And we're going to start without actually racing. We're going to start with practicing annotations. And for those of you on a computer, now that I'm sharing my screen, you should be able to go up to the top and you should see something in green that says you are viewing Jen, the garden denizen's screen. And then there's a little black box that says view options. Click that and then choose the annotate button. And I want everybody to scribble all over this screen. Have at it, have fun. And if you're on a phone, I forgot to show you what this looks like, but if you're on a phone, you can tap your screen and then a little pencil in a circle pops up as your option and you can tap that. So you can see there's all sorts of different options here for annotation. And your screen can just turn into a very fun, colorful mess. So now I'd like you to practice deleting your annotations. So click the clear. Oh, somebody.
Oh, I
really
think that
did a
was
good
me.
job.
I'm sorry.
Oh, good job, Tim. That's okay. Other people are going to get a chance to practice here in a second. So stop annotating. Nothing rhymes with whatever that says. And now I know you all. That's great. I know you all are not all in Oregon at the moment, and I know all of you don't necessarily work at public colleges or universities, but this is the map that I happen to have handy. So I want everybody to now annotate with a purpose, circle your institution or add your workplace if it's here in Oregon on the map, using red if it's not a public college or university. For those of you who are outside of Oregon, you can like draw an arrow south to Columbia, for example.
I don't have a pen. I mean,
it's annotate. So are you on a computer?
I am.
Great. So wiggle your mouse. At the top of the screen, you should see a green bar that says you are viewing Jen, the garden denizen's screen.
I saw it before, but now, well.
Wiggle your mouse and then it should pop up.
Shoot. It's not coming up.
Try clicking on the Zoom screen. And then wiggle your mouse, and then at the very top, you should see it as an option. Patrick, I guess, are you showing that you're everywhere? So,
yeah, guess what I'm doing.
RCC?
It wasn't intentional, but I kind of like it.
Rogue Community College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there are 17 community colleges in Oregon. And All right, great job, everybody. So now,
How do you see who, wait, how do you see who did what?
it's very difficult to. So this is why this is not the best actually as like a get to know you activity. We can see that in general, most people are based in Portland. We do have other people based up and down the valley, and we've got somebody in at Rogue and other people who are in various other places outside of Oregon. So again, this doesn't necessarily work as an icebreaker necessarily. It's just kind of a fun way to annotate. How I would actually use this in class is a different activity, which I'm about to show you. So everybody, please, now you get to practice delete your annotations. So click the clear button, the little trash can. So make all your annotations go away. Okay, so now I have to memorize where some of these are. Great. On the next slide, I'm only going to allow 2 of you to annotate. So everybody else, you have to be no annotating. Keep your hands off your keyboard. You can use your voice to shout out answers. So this is like a virtual fly swatter game. So if you've ever played in person where you have like words on the board and students have to go up and like slap the word with a fly swatter, this is the Zoom version of that. So I'm going to call on 2 people. How about Patrick and Francoise? You guys are going to go up against each other, and everybody else, you can tell them the answer. You can tell them where to go. But only Patrick and Francoise are allowed to annotate. So Patrick and Francoise, do you have your annotations ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what to circle. Please circle Treasure Valley Community College.
Oh my, help me guys.
Far east. Farthest on the right, farthest on the right,
east.
farthest on the right. In
Far
the middle of the
east.
map.
Far east.
Yep,
I
there
should
you go.
change the color.
Somebody
Okay.
outside the, oh, that's outside the box, Francoise. Great, yeah, change the color because white doesn't show up. So good job,
Okay, I will.
Francoise and
I will. I'll
Patrick.
change the color. Yeah. Here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Treasure Valley Community College, way on the east side of the state. Great. Erase your annotations. Sleepy Sandra and Penny for your thoughts. How about you guys next?
Okay.
All right.
Can you please circle Tillamook Bay Community College?
Is that right, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And I have a question. Teaching low-level people,
Yeah.
some of them won't be able to figure out how to erase their stuff in any kind of quick turnaround. So can the teacher help them erase
Yeah,
stuff?
I just did. Yep. Yeah, so
Was
the
I
teacher can,
right?
the teacher can totally, were you right? I forget. Let's go back. The back was nope, it was this one up top. So one of you was correct.
That was me. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. So yeah, so it was this one up top.
Okay.
Very nice. So I have the power, any host has the power to erase, but students also have the power to erase.
Who won the last one? Was that Penny?
No.
No,
Nope, that was me. Sorry.
Sandra. Okay, I'm
Yes.
gonna give you a little prize.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. All right, and we're gonna do one more just for kicks. How about Shoko and Daniel? Where is the University of Oregon?
The green in the Central Valley.
Hey, sweetie. Yeah, I did.
Fine.
Oh, south of there, next to the blue one by
Fourth
the
one
OCC.
down. Fourth one down.
No.
Nope.
No,
Fourth
go
one
down.
down. Fourth one down.
One more down that's green.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Good job. So yes, the correct answer was this one. Nice. Good job.
All right.
So that's how you can play this in class to do like quick. You can have vocabulary words up there. You can do lots of options. So I'm actually going to stop sharing, and we have about 2 minutes to debrief. How would you guys use annotations in class?
We play tic-tac-toe with words all the time. So I'm going to try this now.
I've been having them practice identifying nouns and verbs. So put a bunch of nouns and verbs and they have to circle
That's
what I tell them.
Nice. Other ideas?
Putting a text on the screen and having them circle the nouns or the verbs or
Right.
underline the topic sentence or etc.
I've had my students underline the main verb in a sentence, trying to figure out which one's the main verb.
Right.
Awesome. And I wanted to point out a couple of things. If you have, let's see, I think all of you were probably able to annotate. I didn't hear anybody speaking up that they couldn't. If you are having students share their screens and then you're trying to annotate on top of their screen, note that I think I've heard it's impossible if they have a Chromebook. Like they can share their screen on a Chromebook, but then you cannot annotate on top of it. Or if they have an iPad that's really old. So those don't work. And then also the host has to make sure to turn on annotations in their zoom.us settings. So if you're ever in a meeting and you're trying to annotate because somebody is needing help and you're not the host, if you go up to view options when they're sharing and you don't see the option for annotate, it's because they haven't turned it on. Yeah, Sandra.
So did you enable the specific people to annotate in that activity, or was that just the others on the honor system not annotating?
It's that for that particular activity was on the honor system.
Okay. Right.
So
is
yeah,
there a way to allow just specific students to annotate?
I don't believe so. I'm going to my settings right now. Let me actually, yes, the answer is yes. So
okay.
Not naming specific students, but you can only, the user who is sharing can annotate, for example. So if you don't want students to be able to scribble all over your screen when you're sharing, but you want to be able to scribble all over your own screen, you can do that. But that's kind of the only option that I can see here.
Okay.
Could you give me that address again for annotations? Zoom dot what?
So if you have to have your own Zoom account, and it might be a personal account that you have that's free, anybody can have a free Zoom account, or it can be an institutional account depending on where you work. And the address to get any Zoom account is zoom.us.
Oh, okay.
So you have your own Zoom account, you log into your Zoom account, and then it is under settings here on the left.
Oh, okay.
Okay, under annotation. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So, and Marianne says annotations could work for Pictionary. Yes, exactly. I have done that, and it is very fun. And Kristen says students have filled in graphic organizers with annotation, T-charts, and word webs. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
And Jen, I was just going to say also the text box is nice if you're trying, because have you tried to write? It's pretty hard to write with the pencil, but you can insert a text box and then type. So that's another nice feature of Annotate.
Exactly. Well, thanks for playing along with that game, guys. And I think I'm going to pass the conch back over to Davida. You're wrapping us up, right? Or is it Tim?
I can't remember.
Either one of us.
Okay, I'll share, and then either one of us can talk.
My little girl. She's my little girlie. She's my beauty.
It's gonna start playing the music again. Sorry. Okay. Here we are on the final thoughts. Because we've got,
there's a frog.
Oh, who was first?
Trees. Trees was first.
Okay.
Hey.
So good. Good job. So this is just, we went through this really fast, but wondering what your favorite activity was and why, thinking about how you could adapt these activities to use them in your classroom or in other contexts, like in a meeting with your family, other places you could use them, and then any problems that you think you might encounter if you're using these. And just to remind you, here are the things that we did. Name change, treasure hunt with the frog, 5-minute mission. We didn't do the dance break, we didn't have time, but we did direction stretch and racing annotations. So
Davida, I would vote that we get to the dance break at the very end to wrap us all up, but let's chat for a bit.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Okay. Oh, there is a frog. Okay, does anybody want to share? Anybody have any thoughts that come to mind? And I can also stop sharing so we can look at each other if you've got an idea of the questions.
I think annotating will be very useful.
I feel like annotating is the hardest thing of these for me to use because I'm teaching low-level learners in a community setting, and technology is like, some of them just barely have it to get to class. And so I think, I don't know, I might try it like in March.
Yeah, it's there. Let's see, if you were in the last session with Daniel and with Sarah, they were showing about remote control of the mouse, and that might be a first step before getting to annotation. I haven't enabled it, so we can't practice it in this session, but it is a tool that might make it easier for lower level learners to find the Zoom buttons.
Well, thanks.
Did you say that again? Jen, did you just say
I can't explain it very well because I haven't used it before, but I just
Oh
learned.
no, it wasn't that. It's just that my brain was slipped somewhere else.
Daniel, can you explain real briefly?
Oh yeah, it was remote control. Like basically you can let your student drive your computer.
Oh, like we did in
Share
your
your screen.
session.
Yeah, like we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I think it would be difficult for beginning students to understand your instructions when you're telling them how to use this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, can I just share because I think some of these are awesome, but I've done digital literacy things and I want people to get to know the tool. We're using WebEx, similar platform, and I'll have pictures of what the menu bar looks like. And I'll say, go to your left. The menu bar looks like this. And they will click on the picture. They will continue to click on the picture. And I will say, no, move to the left, the menu bar on the left, and they will continue to be clicking on the. So it kind of goes back to what, they were talking about in the very first plenary talk. Sometimes these are fantastic tools if you've got the population that can understand it, but sometimes it's like, we're just going to look at each other and we're going to, maybe in 2 weeks, we can approach this again, kind of a thing. So
yeah,
they're great ideas, just going to have to adapt.
That's true.
And we have some students on their phones and others on different kinds of tablets and others on their computers. And so to get everyone using it seems like a big ask, but we can do it with teachers.
Yeah, some of these you have to make sure that you're not asking every student to participate because chances are not everyone's going to be able to. I think Donna had her hand up first.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I just wanted to share that I share my camera with my screen. So you as an instructor can do that. You can use your camera. It will photograph my computer. It will show me where to touch, where to move across the toolbar. So step by step, I've tried screenshots, and yeah, they just want to touch the screenshots. No, don't do that. Use your camera. Your camera is taking a picture of your hand and your computer. I could demonstrate now, but I doubt if we have enough time. I could teach teacher Sarah how to do that right now. And you can too, So there you have it.
Thank you.
I want to add one last thing, or I mean, not the last thing, but one more thing about the name change game, which wasn't so much a formal thing, but we kind of just asked you informally when we came in to name change, because this has happened to me and probably will happen to some people here too. You'll forget to change your name back. And when you go to the next meeting, depending what your settings are, it might stay there. So it might or might not, depends on your settings. So the icebreaker continues to live on outside of your class. It's like a little extra benefit.
I feel like so I see Nancy has her hand up and I think somebody else had their hand up, but maybe put their hand down.
I did. What I thought was really good was the secret handshake, because if you do that once, then when they come to class, they can do it every time and they'll know, okay, here's my connection to this, even if I'm feeling hesitant today. So when I see Linda at our board meeting this week and I do this, she'll remember that I remember that we have that connection from today. And I think that's a really good thing to do. And it was a great idea.
We won't tell any other board members what we're doing.
That's right.
Well, I just wanted to say I have had some success in doing annotate with level 1 students. Combination of having very carefully planned out presentation. We're going to learn to annotate today. I mean, it takes time in class to get them doing that. And there's always somebody or a few people who get it, and then they can explain in, you know, their native language to the other ones, and I can put them into breakout rooms. I can figure out who got it, put them in breakout rooms, let them teach in smaller groups, and it made the class richer having that. And you know, I need to do it again this term. I just haven't been brave enough. You have to kind of get psyched up for it.
I think you're right, Nancy, that when you teach technology, I think we have this idea like everyone has to get it. And it's better just thinking like only a few people are going to get it, and that's fine.
I'm going to break in here just to be respectful of time. I'm going to share my screen for our final information here. Let's see, I think it's the next one. There we go. We want to thank everybody for your participation. And we put links here, but we'll also put them in the chat to two different handouts. Or frog.
I'm on it.
Handout one was a compilation of activities Davida and I put together. Handout two, I believe, are a compilation of activities that Jen put together. And then, of course, a link to all these slides, and our email addresses are here. If folks want to reach out to any of us, I'm sure we'd be happy to respond or gather more ideas and things like that. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming.